my god, too many takes. Hey guys, this is Sarah Grace and today I'm bringing you something random. Today we're going to be talking about something random, but it was actually inspired by the fact that I came out of the shower and thought to myself, why on earth is it when you have a shower, you spend that time like cleaning yourself, and I feel like the showers are the best time to just feel better about yourself. If you have depression, you'll know that like the little things in life are the sort of things that you have to really try to do. And whilst everyone else can like overlook these things, like, oh, I've come back from work, I have to have a shower, but like, I suppose maybe in the relaxing sense everyone would think, oh, I'm gonna have a bath, but when you live in the UK in flats, you're most likely just going to be given a shower, so you have to kind of just appreciate with what you're given, because you could just not have any kind of washing capability apart from a sink, you know what I mean, or a river. So be thankful for what you have. So shower time is a good time for me. In particular, it's really funny because showers actually usually are the complete opposite. They are where it's just too much time to think. Like a bath, if you have a long bath, you think too much, and with me, thinking is a really not a good thing at all. I cannot be left alone with my own mind for too long, otherwise I just hit rock bottom. I have breakdowns and stuff, so I like to distract myself. Oh, hi Bella! Yeah, we've got Bella a cage. It's actually Snowy's old cage, but she has the litter train, and funny enough she's doing quite well in here, but as soon as I put her somewhere else she pees. So answer me that, Bella. Oh, was I supposed to be editing? My bad. And the shower is the worst place for that, because obviously you're just standing there in the heat and you just think all the time. I think really you should just be having like quick showers. But anyway, so you like spend the time doing all this stuff to make yourself feel better for that split amount of time, and then you come out the shower, you dry yourself off, and it's like, I need to poop. I mean, really? You literally just washed that area and now you're going to have to like clean it over and over again, but in the worst possible sense, because you just cleaned it with a jet of water, and it's like, why? Ugh. It's kind of like when you have a period and it's already the worst time of your life and you need to poop. And it's like, really? Okay, I'm going to go to the toilet, do a urine. I'm going to do all the stuff, it's coming out all the holes now, and it's just like, I really don't need to deal with this mess right now, and I'm already dealing with a mess that's inside of my head emotionally. So, in this situation, the way you could make it better is to put a menstrual cup in. Sorry for the TMI. But then you've got a bath of blood, basically, that when you take it out, it could go wrong in many ways. It could spill, and that could be the worst thing ever. Or...
because then you have to wash it out as well, and it's the worst thing known to man. It's a thing of blood. Like...
oh, I'm a girl, and that's probably the worst thing for me to ever be, because I hate blood, and I'm a girl, so not great. So it's funny how life works like that, isn't it? Like, you do something nice, and then you have something bad. So yeah, in the inspiration of what was happening there, I decided to film a video in contrast to that, to talk about chronic depression, because I feel like it's one of those things that is kind of taboo. People don't really talk about because it's mental health, and yet it's the most common kind of mental health condition that is diagnosed pretty much every day, like along with anxiety as well and things like that. Depression is just one of those things that people know exists in the world, but assume it's never going to happen to them, and if it does happen to other people around them, all the advice they can give is just be happy, turn your life, like stop thinking the way you do and think differently. And whilst I do believe that is true in certain things, it doesn't always work in certain situations. An example of this is they go into a funeral and their friend turns around and says, okay, just celebrate their life instead. They had a really good life. You go there and you celebrate it. And then you're the only person that turns up in bright coloured stuff and is standing there while everyone else is crying, right at the podium saying, guys, yes, she died when she was 40, but she had an amazing life. It's like, no, you are not going to be that person. You're going to be the person who sits there and cries over everyone else, and then when they all eat and stuff, you just blend into the background, and everyone else is just, you know, not very happy, but getting on with life. That's the type of person you will be, not the happy person, because everyone hates the happy person in those sort of situations, trust me. To me, as someone who's got chronic depression, the people who are constantly happy really piss me off. Like, I don't see how you can be happy for that amount of time. I can see how you could be like medium, like in the middle, where you're not really sad, you're not really happy, but you're kind of just in the middle, just getting through, getting on with life. But the people who are always really happy, the same way as maybe if you're always really happy, you're probably seen as all the people who are really depressed, really like they piss you off. You don't want negative people in your life, and so you keep your distance from them. In particular, you know when you are not compatible with each other, when one person is really happy and sees everything in like the positive way, and one person sees everything in like the complete opposite and sees everything in the negative way. Those people do not get on. In my sort of situation, dealing with my depression, mental health isn't really something that's known to my family very well, especially with like anxiety in general and just issues and that kind of front. And I used to on Facebook only have my profile set to family only back in the days of having Facebook. Literally, I'm the type of person who deletes Facebook quite quickly. I have it for like 2 months and it's gone again. It's because social media is just so crap. It's just full of judgmental people, friends and family, that don't understand mental health, and instead of helping, they will make things a whole lot worse. And that's when you really just don't want to be friends with people like that. But people who say to negativity people, turn your life around, be happy, it's like just saying to someone, okay, well, instead of fixing the situation that's making things worse, just fake it to make it. Be this happy person everyone wants you to be, and ignore all your feelings, put them down, and just fake it. Just be happy. Turn everything off, you know what I mean? It's almost like you're dropping your humanity and not feeling what you're feeling and just faking it and being what everyone else wants you to be. Does that make any sense? I feel like happiness is something that needs to be earned, something that you want to be and you work towards, not that you just suddenly turn off everything that's wrong with you and be like happy. Because I know everyone says like it's this mindset, like depression is this mindset issue, but people who have chronic depression know that change, like whether it be a new job or anything like that, doesn't particularly mean you're going to be happy. You can be just the same, but something's different. Does that make any sense? Take me for example. I moved out of the house that was giving me a problem with the situation I was in, and then when I moved out, there was a relief. Yes, there was a relief. There wasn't happiness. There was a hole, because I didn't know what to put in this hole now that this had been lifted. Does that make any sense? And it was almost like I was looking for something negative to be put back in that hole, because I didn't know what to do with my life. And even though I had a job, I was financially secure, I was not happy at all. I was then depressed in my job, and then depressed with my new life, even though I've moved out from the old one. I feel like with people who are depressed, there is always something wrong in their life, always. They're always looking for something negative, not particularly that they're trying to look for something negative, but there's always something negative. Whether there be a change, in that change there will always be something negative, because that's what depression is. It's constantly being depressed with everything. Happiness is hard to reach with somebody who's got depression. For me, for an example, is when my birthday comes along. Everyone gives me presents and I'm supposed to be this happy, generous, happy kind of like, that you're giving me presents type of thing. And whilst I am like really grateful that people give me presents, I don't get the whole ecstatic happiness from birthdays that probably maybe a normal person would get. I don't get the whole just before Christmas and when we're about to get presents, I don't ever get excited anymore. I'm just kind of neutral, kind of turned off. And I never realised any of this until when I used to keep saying in my videos, I'm not depressed, I'm not depressed, I'm not depressed, I'm not, because I was always distracting myself, always working through ways to kind of not think. And when you're in the shower, with me, I think all the time in the shower. So obviously I was kind of reflecting on all these times I was saying I'm not depressed, when really I can't get rid of it. It's always there. And people then say, well, okay, you want to be happy? Look to religion. Be religious. And if that worked for you, that's great. But I don't see why then, if that worked for you, you couldn't turn around in the mirror and say to yourself, look, be happy. Get a book, write down some morals, okay? Do some fundraising, be volunteering, be a person that should be on this earth, you know, because you're doing good. Why couldn't you pick up a book and say all that stuff to yourself? Why do you need somebody that may or may not exist in the you know, up in there to like look at and feel like you are worthy to be in this earth? You should feel that anyway, not just from saying, oh dear God, you know, praying and stuff, I've done this bad, I've done this bad. I don't understand why people don't have these morals in general anyway. Because you don't need to be religious to live the same way and have a good life. You know, you don't need to. Maybe it's this kind of like coping mechanism to kind of feel like you're not alone and there is something up there, that type of thing. The same way I'm filming this video, because I feel that I'm not alone, and like it's this coping mechanism so that we don't always feel alone. I don't know. But I just feel like for someone to turn around and say, you know, just be religious, it makes everything better. If that worked for you, great. But I don't think that's the answer to all the problems. The only thing you can really do is distraction and working on things, and how you can deal with things in a space that you've got to deal with things, rather than running away and faking everything and forcing things that are not naturally there. Does that make any sense? I feel like I'm not really making any sense. But I'm not saying religion may not work for you. I just feel like it's one of these cover-up things where everyone says, you know, it's the magic cure. It's like these pills, antidepressant pills. Okay, you're depressed, take antidepressant pills. Yeah, so I feel like depression pills aren't really the answer for everyone. They may help you, but eventually your body's going to get used to them anyway. It's something we've all got to work through our own way. And people that don't have depression don't really get that. Does that make any sense? And don't really know what to say, and will just say, well, turn your life around, do this, do that, do this. So I don't know. I don't really have any advice to give really, apart from distraction. Distraction, guys, distraction. Do the things that distract you and make you feel like you again. And they may not bring you happiness, but they may make you feel like you. And that's all you really need right now, is to feel like you, and to feel like you are a normal person and there's nothing going on wrong with you, and you know, to kind of place your roots. Does that make any sense? And to feel like you have a reason to be on this earth. Does that make any sense? Okay, well, thanks for watching this really random and confusing video. Bye.